Okay, friends. So today we are going to learn how can we make a very interesting and very easy Python game by just using a Python. And now, because many of us are football fans, so we are going to make the game for all the football lovers. Okay. So let me quickly share my screen. Through this screen, you can easily view what all things are over here. Okay, so let's get started. So let's give me 1 second. Let me host it so that the screen is visible to you. And this game is a really very easy game in which we are using various inbuilt libraries like the Python library. Other than that, we are using other libraries like various. So let's quickly look at it. So basically, this is the Python program through which we are going to use our interface. Let's see it. Let's see it. So here we need to execute it, or we need to press enter, and our terminal is going to be executed over here. And let's see. So this is a basic soccer game in which it's more like a paddle game through which you have various paddles and you have to drag and drop. This is a very easy and fun to loving 5 minute game which you can easily make and learn with your friends, and you can easily pass your time. Here I can use the multiple paddles for multiple points, and as you can see it works accordingly, very good flow. So before we start with this, let's try to learn how can we build a game like this. So first of all, we have imported various inbuilt libraries, which is Pygame and Random. If you don't know what are the inbuilt libraries, let me tell you that inbuilt libraries are those Inbuilt libraries are those libraries which have predefined functions which can be used again and again, and we don't need to define them. So basically, they reduce a lot of work of ours. Also, here we have the Pygame initialize. Like here, we are initializing the Python game by using the function init. After that, we are using various variables. Wait a second, variables? Variables are those random values which we can set and we can move again and again. So we have the height, we have the width, we have the screen. Now you might be thinking why we haven't used the variable screen, we have used height and weight already. So like we can say it's the way, or we can say it's the correct order to write a screen over here. Then after that we have pygame display set caption. Here the set caption is the heading or the title of the program. So we have written in multiplayer football game. You can just change it with FIFA. Okay, and let's continue to execute it. So as you run this program, you will now find FIFA on the top. So let's wait for a few seconds. Till then, you can see here are some colors: white, black, red, and blue. These colors, now you can see on the top here we have the FIFA football game. Now if you want, you can also change any of the colors by changing the variables. But you might be thinking, what are these, like 0, 255, and 2? These all are the, we can say, RGB values. RGB values are those values of a number through color through which all the colors in the world are defined. Uh, let's view what actually a RGB chart is. So quickly let's Google it. RGB chart. So now this RGB chart shows multiple amount of colors. Like you can see over here, we have infinite number of colors. Also, see, for different colors, we have different values. Here in RGB, R stands for red, G stands for green, and B stands for blue. Basically, these numbers shows the proportion of the color which is used to form that color, right? So let's move over here and let's press on all and quick. So rapid tables. Rapid tables is a website through which you can design any RGB value of a color and you can and execute it. For example, I want to know the RGB value of the green color, and I want to use the dark green color. I will just quickly select over here, and here it will provide me the RGB value. So I know the red is 0, blue is 0, and green is 102. So let's quickly make the changes in the program, and let's make it where is green? Okay, 102. 105. So let's quickly save it and run the execute program. Now you might be thinking, here we have written a black color, but still it's showing the green color, and we haven't used black color anywhere in this screen. This is because the variable we are using is actually of a green color. And here is the catch for you. So now you can see now there is a change of the color, and you can easily see the changes over here. Other than this, let's see. Here are certain more variables which we have used, like the paddle width, paddle height, ball size, paddle speed, ball speed. These are the basic purpose of these variables are that paddle width, basically the options or the paddles to which the player is working or playing. With that, we have defined the width as well as the height. Height and width of the paddle is the mentioned over here, 22 pixels to 100 pixels. Then we have added the ball size as well. If you want, you can easily change it with the 30 or 40 or any other variable depending on the size of the ball you want. Paddle speed and ball speed. You can easily work on it. You can increase the speed of the ball if you want to make the game really tough. You can reduce the speed of the ball if you want to make a game easy for your friend. Then you have player 1 and player 2. Here we have denoted red color with player 1 and blue color with player 2. So it's your wish. You can use the player 1 or you can use simply add the numbers or the names of your friends, right? Other than that, we have the ball velocity as well as we have different score variables. Initially, the score will be starting from the zero because we have restarted it, right? But on other hand, after some time, we need to find a function in such a way we can increase the scores of both the teams. After that, we have the clock. Other than that, we have a loops. So you might be remembering in various programs we have used multiple types of loops like for loop, while loop, do while loop. So here we are using while loop. The main purpose of while loop is that the program will be continuously running throughout the entire program until and unless it stops or until unless we close the program. So other than that, here we are using other control statements like for loop. For loop, while loop are just a bit of similar, but the types of the conditions are being changed. So in for loop, the for loop will be executed until and unless where we have a false condition, like until and unless the game is not closed, it will be running to infinite number of times. Then we have keys. Here is the most important thing you should be knowing that in keys, actually, what is happening? We have defined W key and K key. With help of this, we will be using the player one. Like player one would be able to move upwards, and with the help of this key, the player would be able to move the paddle downwards. And with this, we can easily change the height as well as the border. Then we have the two keys also, which are the arrow keys, the up key and the down key. Basically, with this, we can change the second um, we can easily change the second paddle and you can increase the height, you can move it upwards or move it downwards. Other than that, we have another function. If the ball touches the top or it's less than the height, the velocity of ball would be reduced, and just in case ball collides with the player 1 or player 2, there will be no change in the score. But if the ball touches the boundary, it will be adding the score of the component and the ball will start from the exactly central point. Other than that, we have screen fill black. Now here is the catch. We have used the black variable over here. If you want, you can use the green color and you can easily execute it. So instead of black, if you want to use green, you can use green color over here. Other than that, here are all the GUI options which we are adding. These GUI options will help you so that you can easily execute any function like pygame, draw, react. With help of this, we have screen red color, we have the blue color in the screen, we have the white color in the screen, we have the height, we have the width, and various other things. Other than that, we have text. In text, we can add scores. Then we have screen bit. Screen bit basically how much interface or how much screen do we require so that we can easily execute it. Other than that, we have the pygame, display flip, and clock tip. Basically, clock tip will help us that we can easily change the flow of the program. We can easily coordinate all those functions all together. So let's try to enjoy this game for a few seconds. Then we will try to make certain changes in it. So let's see this. Okay. So now this is perfectly functioning and you can see the ball is able to make its clones over here. And if I lose 1 point by intention, it is adding the score of the red. Right. And if you quickly lose, let's try to increase the speed or the size of the ball. Okay. So for that, if you want to make the game much more difficult, you can easily increase the size or speed of the ball and you can reduce the speed of the pad. First of all, let's try to increase the speed. So let's press enter and now let's check it out. Okay, now the ball is twice the faster and I'm unable to touch it. Okay, it's really very getting tough now. Okay, now let's make it 5 and let's improve the speed of the battle. So now let's see. Okay, now the speed of the paddle has been increased, but score has been increasing again and again. Right. So now here is the catch in the webinar. Here is the problem which we can see that अगर वो side पे touch होती है, then it is repeating again and again. It's having like a ripple effect, and then it's going. So in order to avoid that, what you can do, you can make changes, or you can reduce the size of the paddle so that these types of ripples, or we can say collisions, could be easily avoided. So here's a score function. If you want to start it from 0, you can easily do that. Also, if you want to make it stop by if the certain score point is reached, you can easily do that as well. You can use this game to play with your friends. You can play it with your we can say younger siblings, with your family, or you can try it yourself. Try to merge AI in it and have a one game against the computer so that you can easily execute it. Right? If you have any doubts or any questions, you can easily say me, or do you have any queries to ask? Okay. So now, uh, let's make certain actions and let's try to change the keys in it. Okay. So W and S. Through this, you can change the keys. But if you want, you can make it Q and A. Now make sure the alphabets we're using over here should be in lowercase, because by default what we are doing, because we are using the lowercase while we are typing, so it can easily interpret it. So let's try. So now I'm able to use the Q alphabets as well as A alphabet. Right. Also, if you want to change the thickness of the white color, or you want to change the white color with the yellow one, it's a really very easy task you can perform. Let's look at the variable white. And then again, you need to go on the RGB chart. Once you're on the RGB chart, find the yellow color. So yellow color is 255 red, 255 red, and 255 green. So let's quickly move over here. We have white, right? Where was white? Here is white. 255, 255, and 0. Let's save it and let's see which color appears. Okay, now you can see the entire screen has been, the white color over here is being replaced by the yellow color. Also, if you want, you can easily make the changes in this program and you can have fun to go. You can also make it pink, blue, green, yellow, orange, any color you like. Along with it, if you want, you can also change the pixels, or you can set the height or the width of your program. Let's suppose I want to increase the size. I can easily change the values of the variables over here, and let's press enter. And now you can see the change in the size of the screen. But here is the catch. If by default I increase the size of the screen a lot, let's suppose 5,000 pixels. Exactly, my laptop is not even that having that much of screen size. So let's see what happens. Yes, we can say a bit of experiment, and let's go for this experiment. Okay, boom. I'm unable to see the paddles, I'm unable to see the score, and this is the actual thing which happens. And see, I'm unable to see the interface as well. So this happens if you increase the size a lot. So you can easily change it to 1024 pixels, which is the actual size of the screen, and 8 to 900 pixels. That would be enough, and that would be justifiable. So let's wait for a few seconds. See, now it's working nice. Okay. So I believe it's more than a big game, but it's acting really very nice, and the interface is also very cool. You can add certain more colors, certain more variables in it, so that you can easily change it. Also, you can change the size of the paddle with paddle height so that it can form a very good length, or we can say it could be more easy for someone to play. And you can also add different modes in it. Different modes, like if you add certain points, or we can say uh, let's suppose you can make it into three-way easy game for the beginners, difficult, or we can say medium. So that now here you can see I have bigger paddles and I can easily move it, and the ball is since moving really very slowly, or we can say the pace of the ball is very slow, so we can easily execute it. So this game is a bit more easier, but if you want to increase the difficulty level of this game, you can increase. You exactly know how to do that. Just change the size and the variables of the ball, and quickly you can easily make your friend uh, losing the game, right? Also, if you want, you can change the size. Now, some of you might be thinking that we have defined height and width for only one paddle, but we have two paddles. So here is the thing. Here, although we have used declared only one paddle, but we are using the same function, or we can say the same variable for both the players over here. So we can say player one also have the same paddle height, while the player two also have the same amount of paddle height. And this is the function we have used over here. With help of this function, what we can easily do, this function allows us, we can like height of the screen minus the height of the paddle divided by 2. Because of this, we know this much amount of the space is required in which the paddle will be moving. Same goes for the ball, same goes for the velocity, and this is a really very easy program. Look, it's not even 70-line program. So you can easily memorize this program, and have you can flaunt your Python programming skills with your friends. So with that said, we I would like to end this webinar. I hope you liked it, and if you have any sort of program in your mind or any help you need, you can write in the chat box, and we will try to bring the next webinar on that specific topic. So that said, have a nice day. Enjoy your weekend. Bye. Oops, I guess I forgot to close that. So let's close it. Bye.